Hello, students. Jai Hind. Very good morning. Welcome back. As you all know that we are continuing the revision of numericals of chapter number 12. Today you are attending lecture number 2. And in today's lecture number 2, we are going to complete the revision of these four formulas. Understand? If you can remember a few examples we discussed in our lecture number 1, 3 to 5, almost 5 examples we discussed, and at that same time, we also discussed some of the MCQs. Okay. Now, dear student, we continue the process, understand, of revising all numericals. See, suppose let us target numerical number 5. Okay, just read that what has been given in numerical 5. If an electric bulb burns on zero point 0.5 ampere current for 1 hour, how much electric charge will pass through the current? You have to solve the numerical with me in numerical number 5. What is given? They have given amount of current passing. What is given? Amount of current 0.5 ampere, and they have also given the time interval 1 hour. If you remember the first numerical when we discussed, I told you that current has to be in ampere and time has to be in seconds. So we need to convert it. Okay. So you all know 3600 second. Okay. Charge you are looking for. So obviously by just seeing the data Q, I and T, you know the second formula is applicable here. I equals to Q upon T, 0.5 equal to Q upon 3600. Just cross multiply. Okay. That's Q. Just cancel it out, right? 5, 6, 33. 1800 coulomb is the amount of charge passing. Okay. Simple numerical. Okay. But you need to be very conscious regarding the two facts which I have mentioned, and I am again and again mentioning, that is current has to be expressed if not in ampere, and time has to be in second. Okay. So dear student, the first numerical. Okay, numerical number 5, just note it down. Okay, mostly my target is to solve most of the numerical here on the board, and just to give you as a revision. Okay, so that will enhance your strength of doing numericals, right? So numerical number 5, right? Now you see the next one, numerical number 6. What is given? First you read it. While connecting a torch with battery, an electric current of 64 milliampere flows through the bulb. If this torch glows for 10 minutes, how many electrons pass through the bulb? First, to dear student, read the question, very important. You are connecting a torch with battery and the torch is drawing how much amount of electric current through it? 64 milliampere. In 10 minutes, it glows for 10 minutes, then how many electrons pass through the bulb? Okay. First, anything strikes in your mind, dear student, before I solve the numerical here? I am just giving you a little 1 minute to just think on this. Current has been given, that is 64 milliampere. Understand, and you are also given time. Two data has been given, current flowing through the torch and time. Only from these two given data you have to find the number of electron. Now, dear student, before you do this particular numerical, you have to stretch your thinking in lecture number 1. 1 coulomb equal to how many electron? 6.25 into 10 raised to 18, you know. So if somehow, if you try to get amount of charge, you will directly get the number of electron. So first I would like to write the data which is given. Current has been given 64 milliampere. You all know the basics. Current has to be in ampere. So can I write this way? 64 into 10 raised to minus 3 ampere. Time has been given t. T is given 10 minutes. So to convert it, understand, you all know, just just multiply. Okay, so this many seconds. Okay. Now, dear student, if you want to target the number of electron, the first you will like to utilize this particular formula. I equals to Q upon T. What is the current given? 64 into 10 raised to minus 3 Q upon 600. Okay. Just cross multiply 64 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 600 equals to Q. Okay, just to make it more simpler, this is 10 raised to minus 3. Can I write this way? 6 into 10 raised to 2. Now this 2 power can be easily solved by me. Just I have to multiply this. 6 4 ja 24, 2 38 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 2. So 10 raised to minus 1 equal to Q. Because 10 raised to minus 1, I can say 38.4 coulomb charge. First, you please note down this much charge, 38.4, is already passing through the bulb. Now you all know, dear student, one thing very well, that 1 coulomb equals to how many electron? 6.25 into 10 raised to 18. This is charge is given. So can you count the number of electron now? Definitely. Number, you will simply write this way now. Number of electrons equal to 38.4 into 6.25 into 10 raised to 18. Now here, dear student, just this is a self study for you. Just you multiply, understand, whatever you get into 10 raised to 18 electrons. That will be your final answer. Once you get the final answer, and if you want to convert it into standard form, accordingly try to alter the power here. But this multiplication, so simply you can do it by yourself. Okay. So why I am insisting to target the basics? Here you have to find number of electron. So, dear student, it has to struck your mind immediately that if you want to find number of electron, the first your mindset has to guess that number of electron is related with what? So it is related with charge and current. 1 coulomb equal to 1 ampere equal to 6.25 into 10 raised to 18 electron, that you know. But here directly you can't compare with ampere because time factor is here. Suppose time hasn't been given and they have given simply 60 for milliampere, so you would have converted it into ampere and multiply it by 6.25 into 10 raised to 18 electron. But because the time factor is already in consideration here, that's why you have to first target the formula of I equal to Q upon T. Find Q and then relate Q with number of electrons. So this way you have to be conscious about. Understand, numerical looks easier, but it may happen that you may not immediately struck in your mind how to get the number of electron. Okay, so this way you have to be conscious about. There are some other way also, dear student. Suppose some is any other thing strikes in your mind? This much ampere current is passing in 600 seconds. If you find the current passing in 1 second, means divide this by 600, you will get the amount of current passing in 1 second, and then you multiply by this, then also you will get the same answer. So these are some different way which you can target to solve any example. Doesn't mean that you stick to the fact which only I taught. You have to be understand thoughtful enough to alter your way of solving the example also. doesn't mean that you stick to the way I teach. Okay, you can go for some alteration also. That I told you. You all know 1 ampere means how many electron. So you just find how many ampere current passes in 1 second. Divide this by 600, and whatever current you get into 6.25 into 10 raised to 18, you will get the same answer. Understand? So these are some of the twister, dear student. You have to target. Okay? Is it clear in your mind? You must have calculated by this time. Okay? Right? Let us go for. Okay, you must have noted down, I think, because at the time when I explain the sum, you might not be able to catch with me. So I am giving a little time so that you can note it down and even just try to find the final answer. Okay, right? Let us go for another numerical. Numerical number 6 we have done. See the numerical number 7, I think I will keep it for self study for you. 7 numerical. What is given? Just you read it out. How much work is to be done to take 2 coulomb electric charge from potential of 6 volt to potential of 12 volt? You know, dear student, just you find the potential difference. The 2 points in the electric field has potential 6 volt and 12 volt. So just you find the potential difference, then the charge is already given 2 ampere. You will immediately be able to find the work to be done. 7 numerical, you can do it by yourself. See the numerical number 8. The amount of 2 ampere electric current is passed for 1 minute through one conducting wire. How much electric charge will pass through the wire? As you know, the previous one we have done, where where also you were given electric current and the time from which you are able to find the amount of charge. Now you see the ninth one, dear student. Just now, the ninth numerical. See that if 400 milliampere current flows through bulb for 1 minute, then how many electrons pass through the bulb? You understood this particular numerical? Current has been given 400 milliampere. Understand, in the first lecture I have told you to do numerical 1 to 5 in revision. Now in this lecture the homework will be you will do all numerical from 6 onward. That's why some of the numerical We are just revising them orally. See, what is that? In ninth numerical, what they have given 400 milliampere current means the current is given is passing, understand, through the bulb for 1 minute means the time has been given in minute, which you will convert it into second. How many electron will pass through the bulb? Immediately it will struck in your mind like example number 6. I equals to Q upon T. You will find the amount of charge, and from the amount of charge you will immediately multiply it with that particular number. What is that? 6.25 into 10 raised to 18. Okay, 10th numerical, CDS student. That also I would just like to discuss orally with you. You can do it. The electric charge of 1800 coulomb is passing through an electric bulb for an hour, then how much electric current will pass through an electric bulb? You can do it easily by yourself because charge is given, time is given, you know the formula, but when you want to apply this particular formula, I have mentioned some important fact. I to be in ampere, Q in coulomb always, and time has to be in second. So those basic fact, if you can remember, then the example is easier. The 10th one which we have discussed. Now, dear student, let us target numerical number 11. Okay, till 10 we have already discussed. Read numerical number 11. What is that? The potential difference between terminals of an electric heater is 60 volt when it draws a current of 4 ampere from the source. What current will the heater draw if the potential difference is increased by 120 volt? Okay. Now, dear student, target this numerical. We are going to solve this particular numerical in two phases. How? See the first one. In the heater between the two electrode, what is the potential difference given? V of 60 volt has been given. Okay. At the same time, you are also given the amount of current it is already drawing from the source, 6 ampere. Okay. Or sorry, 4 ampere. So, dear student, now this particular formula comes to our help. You before you read the second phase of the sum, just concentrate here. First, as per Ohm's law, you all know V equal to I into R. This is 60, I and R. Okay, just take it here and cancel. You will get I R equal to 4 ohm. You already got the resistance of the filament offered by the heater 15 ohm. Okay, first phase of the sum is over. Now what they have told, what current will the heater draw if the potential difference is increased to 120 volts. So again you will write V equal to 120 volt. R you have already found, that is 15 ohm. Again apply the same V equal to IR. V, that is 120. This is I we are looking for, and R 15. Just carry it here and you will get 8 ampere equal to I. Okay. Right. So this is the way, dear student, you can solve, understood, any numerical. And here one thing you noted down, initially the current was 4 ampere, now 8 ampere. Obviously when the volt are increased 60 volt to 120 volt double, the current is also going to be double, because that actually explains Ohm's law, that the current passing through the resistance, understand, is directly proportional to potential difference across the ends of the conductor. Understood? So see this numerical 11, you can directly also guess it. Okay. And now let us, is it clear in your mind? Let us go for, and one basic fact must be striking in your mind here. Understood? And actually, the resistance of the filament is going to remain constant, that you all know. It is not going to change until you change the heater. So when the resistance is constant, obviously you can relate V and I, V doubles, I doubles. Understood? Right? Okay. So here you cannot ask the query like what happens to the resistance. It is going to be constant. So numerical number 11. Okay. And now, dear student, first you read numerical number 12. Okay. What is given in numerical number 12? A wire. See, actually, I have once asked in one WRT already this question, and many students were able to answer the same question correctly also. But here, now, I just want to show you the method, understand, to solve such type of numerical. Why the method is important? Because it doesn't happen that the same numerical or same type of objective can be asked to you in board exam. They may twist the MCQ in any way. They may make changes in length and area of cross section in anyhow. So if you are very sure about the particular method to be applied in solving such numerical, it will help you a lot. See what is given. A wire, first you read that numerical. A wire of given material having length L and area of cross section A has resistance 4 ohm. I am reading it again. A wire of given material having length L and area of cross section A has resistance 4 ohm. what would be the resistance of another wire of the same material having length L upon 2 and area of cross section 2A. Okay. See, dear student, we are trying to solve this particular numerical number 12. See, what I want is that you have to stick to one particular method. Suppose sometimes some students are doing like that. They are just reading all MCQs. Understand? Just tick down the MCQ A, B, C, D and they remember in that way. But same MCQ when may appear in board in the format of example of 2 mark, so at that time you have to be very sure regarding the method. You understood this. That's why be conscious. See, what we are doing is that a wire has length L and area of cross section A and resistance. How much is given? 4 ohm. First, you don't think of those value, just you write this way. For the, please write with me, for the first wire, okay, R equals to, as you know, rho into L upon A. Here, rho is the symbol standing for the resistivity, as you know, L for the length of the wire, A stands for the area of the cross section. Now, what you have to write for the, see the method you need to adopt, okay, for the second wire. For the second wire, I am telling the resistance as R dash rho, okay. Instead of L, I should write L dash and A dash. Please note down the method which we are adopting. If it is asked in numerical of 2 marks, then you have to be very sure regarding this. Now, dear student, next step. R dash equal to rho into, instead of L dash, what is the length of the second wire is given? I have to write this way, L upon 2. Instead of A dash, what is the area of cross section given? 2A. Becoming clear in your mind? Therefore, R dash equal to rho. These two can be transferred here. So this is looking like L upon 4A. First, is it clear in your mind? Somehow, I want here this expression so that I can replace it by R. Okay. The next step, I am writing in this way. See, R dash equal to, can I write this way? 1 upon 4 into rho L upon A. In denominator 4, I have written 1 upon 4. Now the next step, R dash 1 upon 4 in place of rho into L upon A. Can I replace R? Definitely. And now let us put the value of R, that is 4. Just cancel it. You got 1 ohm. First, dear student, I want you to please verify the method which you should adopt every time in solving such particular examples. Okay, you first see this, how we are able to solve such type of numerical. They may variate the data in any way. Understand? First, you just have a look. Rest of the numerical, I think numerical number 15, 16, 17 is similar numerical. It is just retyped. Okay, but it is the same numerical, right? So you need to just follow the method so that you will come across any MCQ. Understand? Right. Here, suppose, okay, you note down this. Suppose I may ask you one MCQ this way. Just try to understand the MCQ I am speaking about. I am not, suppose, hear it very carefully. I am not mentioning the resistance of first wire at all. I am just speaking the MCQ which can be designed. Just hear it. Here initially, now I am not talking of two wire, only one wire. What was the length given L? What was the area of cross section A? Now I am speaking, just try to understand. If the length of a wire, here MCQ, or you please note down in your book, if length of the wire is halved and the area of cross section is doubled, here the MCQ and the statement which I am speaking. If the length of the wire is halved and area of cross section is doubled, then its resistance becomes dash than the original resistance 1 upon 4 time. You understood the MCQ? New resistance will be 1/4 of the original resistance. This way, they can design the MCQ. Understood? Anyway, MCQ can be formulated. Understood? Suppose, let me ask you one MCQ. The MCQ which I have just now told you, understood the same MCQ I have designed. Understand, here they have taken two wire. Second wire length is half, area of cross section double. Okay. Now, when I asked one such MCQ in WRT, some student were just querying. At that time, I think I have asked if the length of the wire is stretched to 4 time, k 2 time its length, k 3 time, keeping the area of the cross section uniform. Understand, though some students were querying with me that how can it happen that the wire is stretched and the area of cross section remains uniform, but that was actually the theoretical question they are asking. Understand, you all know this formula. Now, if you keep the area of the cross section uniform and stretch the length to 3 times, obviously the resistance of the wire becomes 3 times. Simply you have to think this way. Resistance is in direct variation with length. Length double, resistance double. Length tripled, resistance tripled. Length 4 times, resistance 4 times, but condition area of the cross section remains the same. In physics, sometime they always mention few micro conditions to solve any MCQ. Okay, dear students, so you have to be conscious regarding this. So in today's lecture, means in lecture number 1 and 2, we have already took a revision of those numericals which were based only on these four formulas. So revise them thoroughly, and in homework you do from 6 to 17 numerical. Okay, thank you very much.